Today we're going to be tying the Bunny Royale's newest sibling, the Birdy Royale. Instead of materials from rabbits, it's got materials from birds, hence the name Birdy Royale. Anyways, it's got the same basic color scheme as the bunny. It's got a lightish white tail, caddisy insecty green body, dark olive CDC with a red thread hotspot, and a fluorescing speckled chartreuse slotted tungsten bead. I've been fishing this on the Middle Provo. It's winter now. And in the soft water areas, I feel like the more insecty, slim profile has a little bit more draw to those winter fish. I think both this and the Bunny Royale has a place in your fly box. Here are all the materials we're going to be using for this fly. It's a pretty easy tie. For hooks, I'm using Eric Leslie's new Driftstone jig hook. This hook is comparable to a Bowling Mill 5145 or a Firehole 516. I've been fishing it a fair bit lately and it's pinfished well and hasn't really dropped any fish. So I'm going to be tying on this hook going forward. It's a great new product from Eric. Also, I originally tied the bunny on a Firehole Stones lightning bug colored slotted tungsten bead. It's been tough to find those lately, so Eric went to his manufacturer and came up with an alternative to it, and this is his Chartreuse speckled slotted tungsten bead. They're available in his shop, driftstone.co, through the link in this video's description. Anyways, I've got a size 14 jig hook with a 3mm speckled Chartreuse slotted tungsten bead. I'm tying the materials in with Semperfli classic waxed 8/0 in red. For tail material, this is Grizzly Pardo Coq de Leon. I've taken about half a dozen fibers and aligned the tips. I'm measuring them out about the length of the shank of the hook, and I'm gonna tie them in. This material is kind of difficult to find right now, so a good alternative would be like a white hackle feather or white saddle hackle or Light Pardo Coq de Leon. Hopefully this material becomes less scarce over the next few months. For body, I'm using a Barred Turkey Biot from Nature Spirit. This is a Caddis green color. I'm going to snip off the brittle tip and tie it in with the concave side facing you. Once it's tied in, we're going to add a little bit of super glue to the thread wraps. Since turkey biots are pretty delicate, this helps increase the durability of the fly pretty significantly. A trout tooth will eventually tear up the biots, so also be careful when you're like pulling hooks out with hemostats or kitchen release tool. Just try and be wary that the biots are a somewhat delicate product. The super glue does help and will extend the life of the fly significantly though. We're just gonna use our rotary function and wrap the biot forward, capture it with our thread, take a few firm wraps, and then you can just rip it right out of there with no excess. For a little bit of a shiny collar and to prop up the eventual CDC, we're using a little bit of UV eye stub. This is Peacock Eye color. We're just going to create a short little kind of thin noodle and build a little bit of a collar right over those red thread wraps. We don't want too big of a collar, just enough to prop up our CDC. I'm trimming it to length. This is a dark olive Swiss CDC feather. We're going to put it in a material clip and snip off about half a dozen fibers here as well. I'm going to be using a split thread technique for a dubbing loop. I'm going to uncoil the thread here, take a bodkin, flatten the thread out, and then split the thread right down the middle. Next, we just slip our CDC fibers into the loop and then cord it back up. Next, we just need about a couple wraps of the CDC, preening everything back using a few thread wraps so it splays back towards the tail. Then we go into a 6-turn whip finish, making sure not to trap any of the CDC fibers. That way we get a clean red hot spot. Seat the knot and then get in close and snip off the thread. I'm just kind of checking the fibers right now and snipping any of the long unruly ones, just so it's a little bit more uniform. You can snip or break them off here. For a little bit more security, just going to add a little bit of Trout Hunter water-based head cement. Just get a little drop that'll kind of soak into those thread wraps and make sure our fly is durable. But really, that's it. Like I said, super simple tie, super effective on those middle provo fish or fish anywhere really. I encourage you to tie up a few, and if you're not a tyer, of course they're available in my shop. There we go. Ooh, that's a nice one. Man, you have to make these drifts quite a few times. Don't know what he's on. Birdy Royale again. Oh, come on, net him. Well, Eric, your hook survived a really awful net job, so +2. He's getting wrapped up now. Gotta get that line out of the gills. Okay. Man, that's actually that's my thermometer, not my kitchen release tool. Come on. Sorry, get him wet. I'm a little worried this tool is going to tear up my biots a little bit. We're okay. I super glue them, so hopefully even if they get torn, they'll stay. It's a decent one. 14. He's healthy for this time of year. That's super healthy. There we go. Took a lot of drifts. Finally got there. Might be a little bit better fish too. Yep. Trying to keep side pressure on. Haven't seen it yet. Feels pretty good. definitely can't steer it as much as the Shadow X. I have no idea what it is yet. Oh, it's big brown. Okay, so there's a good test for this rod. Head up. Oh, nice. That's a good brown. Well, let's not break the rod here. That's a solid one. Let's see, fly pop out? Nope, still in there. Ate the birdie. There you go. Looks like the tooth got that out a little bit. Still kind of together. Skinny guy, he's recovering, but decent little brown. Put up a good fight on the one weight.